Alright, hello RC fans. We're down by the river again. I got myself another new RC, and you may be wondering to yourself, Lyle, how have you been getting all these new RCs lately? You just got yourself the Red Cap Marksman, and then you got yourself a High Trail, and then now you got a Basher. Well, the Red Cat came from me selling 2 RCs and then buying that one. The High Trail, Brad Bushman was bugging me for so long to get one, and then I go out trailing with him all the time, and I wanted one so bad, so I was saving up for a generator, and somebody ended up gifting me a generator. Thank you again to that person if they end up catching this video. So I used some of that money to go towards the High Trail, and then I used a little bit of my own money, and then this thing was basically bought for by you guys. I do make a little bit of money off YouTube, not a lot, but every couple months or almost every month I get a little bit of money, so I took that and some out of my own pocket and got myself a Basher, which I've been saying I was going to do for a long time, and then here it is. Wham! So that is the Team Associated Pro 4 SC10 4-wheel drive. This is the brushed version. I got it from 110 Hobbies. Paul, I went out to see him, and like I know we talked last year. I ended up getting a Basher, but then ended up returning it because I needed the money for something else, and then the winter came. I don't bash in the winter. Now I got this sucker. He was nice enough to open it up in the store for me so I could have a look at it there. Just noticed he's got light buckets in the front, because I did watch a couple other people's videos on this thing, and it looked like a good unit. Came in at 400 bucks Canadian. Not too shabby for what you get out of the box. Oh yeah, it's got cool netting on it that's just hooked around the edges. That's helpful. Keep some of the dust and debris out of there. And it comes with a 3300 mAh 2-cell LiPo, not a NIM. Comes with a USB charger, which is nice. And one of the first things I noticed about this when we opened her up at the store and started to have a look at it, aside from the LiPo battery, which again I'm really happy about that they send a LiPo with it. It is a 2S only ESC, but one of the main things I noticed when I looked at it was the shaft for the 4-wheel drive that runs up and down the chassis. Completely covered top and bottom. That was a problem I had with the Slash, because I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 Slashes I think over the years, and I also had the Rally. They're all been gone for years. I haven't bashed in a long time because it was like 10 bucks to go to the bashing track in Calgary, and I couldn't get anyone in the parking lot racing out there really. So now I'm out here. I have my property and then my neighbor's property. I go do what I want with it, but or not do what I want with it, but I'm allowed to go over there and bash with it. So I might end up getting something bigger too, like a 1/8 or 1/5 this summer. We'll see what goes on. So the motor it comes with is a brushed 15-turn 3-slot. Reedy power. The ESC is a Reedy. From what other people have told me, it's the same as a Holmes. I don't recognize it. I can't really talk numbers on it because the way the thing is situated in there, I can't see the model number. But I looked it up online, and basically going by what it looks like, and those, I think it's like a S550 or something like that. I remember the model number sounding like an ES, or sounding like a no, I lost it. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Because I was thinking about the other stuff. Anyways, yeah, it's a 2S only LiPo ESC. Brush motors only. Not bad. It's probably going to come out, let's face it, this is going to go brushless, but I'm definitely going to try it here today with the stock battery. It's already been charged up. I've had it out of the box for a while. We'll get the netting back on. We're going to do a little rip here. But check out those A-arms. Hopefully you guys can see it nice in the sun there. Those are some beefy A-arms, and they got protection over the front. This thing does come with sway bars front and rear, so that's going to give way more control than another version of a short course truck I know that does not come with those out of the box. It's got big fat aluminum shocks. These bumpers seem nice and beefy. According to Paul at 110 Hobbies there in Pembroke, I'll put a link in the description there down below. He's the manager and owner of the store there out in Pembroke. Mainly, I won't go into it too deep, but if you're in the local area and you want to get into the hobby, or you're already into the hobby and you didn't know that Paul exists, well, go see Paul at 110 Hobbies. He's a very kind and very knowledgeable guy. He's been in it for a long time. He knows what he's doing. And he recommended this to me because he was saying, yeah, there was my train of thought from earlier. What he was telling me was there was guys with Slash Ultimates, and I know there's so many different levels of Slashes, but basically the same version as this, but with the VXL in it. And the guy running it on 2-cell, with this thing on 2-cell, he said because this thing handles so much better than a Slash, it was keeping up to the brushless Slash 4x4. And I don't know either of the two drivers that were driving those trucks, so yeah, could have been driver. Never know. But I think I've yacked enough. Let me get this thing going. Oh, right. So you guys are watching this from a tripod mounted 2-pound Sony Handycam, which is basically almost impossible to film bashing with while you got trying to drive one-handed. A basher is hard enough alone, and then try to operate that camera and keep it in frame. Really tough to do. One of the hardest things for a YouTuber to do, I think. So I'm gonna have to mount you guys to my skull. All right. So I really hope this car's in frame decently. And I do not want to go in the water with it. It is waterproof, it says. That's, you know, that's more fun than I thought it was going to be on brushed unit. Oh, yeah. That's cedar. Don't worry, I'm going to win against cedar, I think. Seems all right. Whoa, stay out of the swamp. All right, let's see if I can do some kind of half-ass course attempt. Oops. A little bit of rougher terrain over here. I got to keep an eye on Molly. Oh yeah, she handles the rough stuff great. And again, 2-cell brushed. That's impressive. Been a long time since I drove a basher though. That didn't work out as planned. Those don't work anyways, don't worry about those. Jump's okay. Oh, again, I really hope I have the camera sitting good on my melon here. The old classic GoPro. Oh yeah, there's a ledge there because of the water. Let's see. I don't want to do around the boot. Up the hill, near that pig. Hello, Molly. You know, color me impressed. The brake leaves something to be desired. I wish it had a better brake. I'm used to vehicles like locking up their tires when you hit the brakes. But you can still control nice. I guess that's the nice part about skidding. So I'm going to try and lock it up right at the tip of that tree. This is a cedar tree I used the avalanche to drag out of the bushes the other day for firewood. And God, that was fun. I should have filmed it. That's a good 10-12 feet before she stops. If there's an adjustment for the brake, I'm going to take a look at that. Might have to go to the neighbors here, get a little bit more wide open space. Looks like reverse is about 50% speed, maybe less. Ah, sure. Butterfly. Oh, shit. Land on your wheels. Damn it, turtled. So far away. She rips. And yeah, that is still the stock 2S 3300. I've been holding her wide open pretty much the whole time here. She's probably getting pretty hot. But I don't care. This system's coming out of there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think she's starting to lose her oomph. Oh, yeah. Got a beat on it, right? How else are you going to know how good the truck is? All right, let's head back to the table. I want to have a look at something. And yet again, I'm really hoping the angle's good on the GoPro. Look at my shadow. You look like a tool. Okay, it looks like I may have a leaky shock there because the dust is all sticking to it. Let's see how this thing did. Well, it wasn't quite covering there. You might be able to see. Get most of the dust out. I was driving on like the worst stuff you can. It's like all gravel and beach and pebbles. That stuff gets in everywhere. Should I touch it? A tougher man could probably keep his hand on there, not me. Yeah, that ESC. I can hold my fingers on it for a few seconds. Both are pretty warm, but I was wide open there for a bit. I was punishing the crap out of this thing, right? 10 to 11. I gotta work at 1:30. I gotta leave here at 12:30. Hour and a half. That's time. Get out of here. All right. We're gonna do this. Woo! Actually, you know what? I don't think I've mentioned it on video yet, but I quit smoking again about 5 weeks ago, end of April-ish, middle April-ish, something like that. Just decided one day. Didn't make a plan out of it. It was like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. I was just getting ready to leave work, and the girl behind the counter is like, "Lyle, you need a pack of smokes?" I'm like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna quit." She's like, "What? Like right now?" I'm like, "Yeah." I hope you guys can see her. I'm like, "Oh, I got the camera flipped around. I can't see the screen. I don't know what you're looking at." Anywho, I'm like, "Nah, yeah, I'm gonna quit right now," and I did. I did it with the help of something called Zyn, Z-Y-N, I believe. They're like these little nicotine pouches that go in your mouth like chewing tobacco kind of thing, but I've never had chewing tobacco. Well, I've tried it once or twice, I think, but I've never been a guy who indulged in that. But wicked amount of flavor that comes out of these things. I'm using wintergreen, and I just put one in. The first 10-15 minutes is like, woo! There's a lot going on. And it is getting hot out. I am cooking right now. Try and keep some chatter going while I do this. Either that or I'll just edit it out if it's all silent. But it looks like it's similar to a slash. No, I don't think that comes out. Or maybe that does have to come out too. Well, there's the adjustment screw, which I just took out. I took it out all the way, and now I see that I didn't need to. Oh, and these things give me the hiccups too. Sorry. This video may end up being longer than anticipated. Everything down here is hot. Everything I touch is hot right now. Not only am I in the sun, but the motor and the motor plate and everything is quite toasty. Now the other screw, Paul showed me this, and I'm glad he did. There's another screw. I don't know if it's a 2.5 or a 2. Or it might be easier this way. It's right goes in the back of the chassis right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. What is that? That's a 2.5. Okay. Get the ball in there kind of nicely. Maybe I'll go for a square. And if you crush the A down, you don't quite get it square. Maybe I can go in through the suspension here somehow. Get a clean shot at it. There we go. That's nice having a nice long driver. You can get in spaces other drivers can't. It's very handy. Remember, with this driver I can change the motor out on a Wraith without dropping the motor plate, which is nice. That screw doesn't want to back out anymore, so I'm thinking that this should move now. Yep, comes right out. Oh, sand and rock definitely got in underneath that. Clips holding down the wires, those just pop off. We'll get the motor out of the way here for now, or I might as well continue disassembly. And you got 2 mil, I think. Yeah, those are 2 mil in there. We'll get the plate and the pinion off. The pinion, I don't see numbers on it, but it looks to be about a 15. Brush motor out. I guess I gotta open the receiver box. No, it's just a body clip. Ha! A body clip opens the receiver box and it's on a hinge. Okay, that is quick and easy and nice, but I kind of am concerned about their waterproof claim. Maybe water resistant. And which is the ESC here? The second one always. Pull that out of there. Assuming this ESC is just twisted on there. Ah, another mosquito. Or it's just, yeah, it's just glued on there. That comes out nicely. Although what's going in, the ESC, which one is this now? It's a Castle, I don't know. I think it's a Sidewinder. But it's been glued and taped down so many times. I'm gonna have to probably just zip tie it to the front post. Or do I want rear post? Where do I want weight more? I think I want weight in the rear more because it's more fun that way. Yeah, it's just getting zip tied in. That's quick and easy. Let's see. Ooh, I will add a little bit of tape to the bottom of it to help remove vibration. So it's just some Gorilla two-sided tape. There, ESC installed. Electrical. Brown out. Second slot. Oh, it's got all kinds of goo on it for waterproofing. That should be fine. Jam that in there. Like so. Put that back in the box. How did the wires come out? I should have noticed that. Oh, there they go. They're right there. Yeah, that is definitely not waterproof. I believe it says that on the box, but that is definitely not waterproof. So it stays out of the water. This thing's going to stay dry. Unless I make it into a water skipper one day. It's always a possibility. I think I may have some paddles kicking around, but one of them stripped. So I could glue a hex into that. Give it a go one day. Probably will. Alright, motor. The motor that's going to go in is a Castle as well. It is the Slate series, I think they call it. Or slate colored anyways. 4-pole, censored, brushless. I won't be using a sensor. It is a 2850 kV. I also have a 3800 kV, I believe. If this ends up being too slow, which I highly doubt, I have the 3800 in the Sen Racing F450, which I barely ever use because that was supposed to be for street racing, which never really caught on with anybody else. That's okay. Can't force people into liking RCs. Believe me, I've tried. Just barely have that in there for now. Motor plate goes that way. I want the wires facing up. So I'm going into those holes right there. That's what she said, maybe. You want those decently snug. You don't have to Loctite them. I've never have. But you want those decently snug. You're going in metal on that screw, so feel free to give it a little touch. Yeah, it's a plastic spur, which I'm perfectly okay with because 32 pitch is usually pretty tough. It's gonna make sure your mesh is right, but I'm a little concerned about the amount of sand and everything that got in there. Might be an issue later. Somebody's coming down here. Who is it? Good. Patty. It's a girl I work with. She works behind the counter. I'll be right back. Okay, sounds pretty awesome. There's a girl I work with named Patty. She's, I don't know, in her 60s or so. She works behind the counter, and when we come in from the gas station or come out from the pumps and go into the building, we need cigarettes and stuff. She's the girl that gets us that, and then there's a drive-through window. She serves those customers as well. Cool little chick. She's doing some construction at her place, and she was telling me about how they have to do a dump run and get rid of a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, well, hey, if you got any tin or lumber, I'll take it. She just brought me like 10 or 12 sheets of used tin. Fantastic. I'm on the way to having a shed. A shed of my own. All right, let's see if I can get this thing in there. Oh, that pinion's got to move. That's why it's only lightly on there. I'm so excited. Ah, yeah. And a little loose. There, I like that. About a piece of paper width, approximately. Go ahead and check these motor wires like that. I hope they reach the ESC. Yes, they do. All right. Middle goes to the middle, then we'll figure out the outside too in a moment. Okay. Batteries in. Power on. Do this for now. That'll help each other. Chimes up. Go in the wrong direction. So we switch the outside two wires around. After unplugging the battery, plug those back in. Battery. Now we're going the right direction. All right, well, it's on there. Big gap at the front. Oh. Cut the zip tie. All right, we're almost running, guys. Almost running. All right, back to the cranium camera. Oh yeah. Oh, baby. Well, I got way more torque. Here comes the wind. So if it seems like I'm shouting, it's because it's windy. Definitely more torque. Absolutely more torque. And I do believe it is a little bit faster, but that is the stock 2-cell that comes with it. Poor little tree. Yeah, I like it. Whoa, Molly, Jesus, dog. Okay, I don't want to take out my dog, so one more speed pass, I'll get the camera down low. It may be more than one speed pass. This could be it though. Oh, imagine this thing on 3S. Oh, and Bushman, open challenge, buddy. Get your basher out here. Saturday night, like tomorrow night. I think I'm gonna get this up tonight. Don't worry. But Bushman, you gotta get your shit out here and bring some buddies. Let's do it. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video because it's probably crazy long already. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I got a basher. Thank you guys for so much help. This would never be happening without you. All this stuff, all the RCs I've been getting lately, all the good times, the videos are doing well. You guys are very supportive, and I thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. It'll be on 3S, by the way.